Hey guys, so another video here from your favorite Teen Talk. In this video, I'm going to be talking about sex education. Now, it's a huge thing that a lot of schools, you learn in high school especially, about sex education. Well, it's an awkward subject. No one really likes to talk about it. And, a lot of people are nervous to talk about it, to talk about all the things that comes with learning about sex. So I just want to take this time on Teen Talk to just inform you guys about sex education. So first I want to talk about one of the biggest taboos, in America, which is virginity. There's a study called the American Virgin First-Time Sex Trends of U.S. Males and Females. It reveals trends on when Americans lose their virginity and what effects this takes on you when it happens. So they say a big one, like a main thing that, is something that happens in high school is there is a lack of sex education at school and at home. It's one of those awkward things that parents don't want to talk about. They don't really want to dive into it because it's awkward, to talk about sex with your child, that they're growing up and they're going to eventually start experiencing and doing things and learning things. One interesting thing that they found was that 11.5% of people have had same-sex sexual contact. So that's more than, 1 out of every 10 teenager. According to Hannah Smothers with Cosmopolitan magazine, the CDC does a survey annually of youth risk behaviors. So for the past several years, this survey has shown the exact same thing. The percentage of American teens who've had sex is going down, lots. But just because we're seeing a decline in numbers doesn't mean sex education is not important, because it still is. We might be seeing this shrinkage in numbers because, more teens are learning about sex education, or it's just that a lot of teens might be afraid to have sex because they don't know a lot about it to be able to experience it. It is still very important. It's going to happen. You're going to lose your virginity, whether it be when you're an adult or fresh out of high school and still kind of young. So the next thing I want to dive into is why it's important to use protection. And I feel like this is like one of the things in sex education that many kids don't want to talk about because, they're showing you how to use protection, the different types of protection. So let's talk about birth control. Birth control with you is important. Talk about it with your parents, especially females. Birth control for men is basically condoms. That's their birth control. But for women, we have the advantage of having birth control. It's something you may want to consider, especially those of you who are in relationships and may feel you're ready to take your relationship to the next level. Condoms. You should always use condoms during sex, even if you're using birth control, because birth control does not prevent STDs. It doesn't save you from all the things that can happen to your body by not using a condom. So birth control is not 100% effective when it comes to preventing pregnancy either. And I feel like a lot of young girls think that, oh, I take birth control, me and my boyfriend, we can have unprotected sex because I'm not going to get pregnant. That's not the case. It's not. You should always use a condom, regardless. They're the most effective way to protect you from sexually transmitted diseases and pregnancy. So, regardless, you should still be using condoms whether you're on birth control or not. There are options, for those unexpected accidents like Plan B, Next Choice 1 dose, things like that. But hopefully you're receiving information, you need, and especially with this video, that I hope that it helps so you can avoid these things, like taking plan B and next choice, because that is more of a last choice. Like, that's your only option. I know these kinds of conversations can be hard to have, but the way I look at it, it's better to have them than to not, because not having them, you're not educated, you don't, know about sex, you're not informed, and something like unplanned pregnancy or STDs happens when you're, not informed, and, no one's really told you about it, no one's really explained to you the things that can happen. So one thing I want to mention is you can go to your local health clinic, and they will give you literally a baggie that has information on how to use a condom. So it's very helpful. You're not out of options if you're uncomfortable talking to your parents or asking them for things like this. Go to your local health department, because they'll literally give you the instructions on how to use a condom, and, the benefits of using them properly, which preventing STDs, preventing pregnancy. And in this little bag, they literally give you a stock. I mean, if you go through this many condoms, go back, get more. Just stay protected is the main thing, is making sure you're using protection. I want to kind of demonstrate, how to properly use a condom. So, I have my handy dandy air freshener here. It's not an exact replica of what the real thing looks like, but just to kind of show you how to use a condom, so you know, and you're informed. So you want to open your package, and they're covered in this kind of like gooey film. It kind of feels like moisture. A lot of that is just to kind of ease the comfort, so it's not, dry, and, you don't want to be uncomfortable if you're going to have sex. So this is what it looks like when you take it out of the package. Of course, you don't want to just keep putting your fingers all over it, but for this video, to show you, then there's a little opening. And, I noticed, like, a lot of things that men try to use to get you to not use a condom is, oh, condoms don't fit me, they're uncomfortable. It's a bad sign. Don't listen to it, because these things will literally stretch, to fit any man. So don't let them use that as an excuse, ladies. Protect yourself. So I just want to show you. You want to take your condom and place it over, well, this one busted, so, and if that happens, if it breaks, get a new one. Do not just try to use it and think that it's going to help. Let me open another one of these and see if I can manage to get this on there. So, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing while I'm trying to get this on here, but like I said, take it out of the package, unravel, and it's going to look like that again. So I'm just going to put this on here, and then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like once you have it on. It's literally easy application. It slides right on. Like I said, most men, you'll learn once you get older that a lot of men will say, oh, I don't like using condoms because I feel this way, and it takes away from the experience. Don't let them fool you with that nice little line. So, here is the condom completely on. This little part right here is to basically catch when a man orgasms and to prevent that from going inside of you. To prevent pregnancy, basically. But yeah, that's pretty much what it should look like when it goes on. use them, ladies. Biggest protection, protect yourself. And like I said, as you can see, this thing literally fits on anything. So don't let them trick you. Don't be fooled. Always use protection. Reach out to, local health departments. Stock up. Get all that you need. Get all the information that you need. There's help out there. If you're uncomfortable talking to your parents, but please, please, please be smart about sex. Be smart about anything that you're doing with your partner, or if you're in a relationship, please be smart about, taking precautions, because, anything can happen. And unless you're ready to take on having a child or dealing with having to go through something like an abortion, you want to take these measures to protect yourself. So that is it for my video and demonstration on sex education.